Hi, my name is Matt McLean and I work at UNB Counselling Services. And this video is called Love and Care During a Time of COVID, and it represents kind of a best hits of different ideas that you might find useful in the year ahead. I'm just going to kind of quickly go over a lot of these ideas, but if any of them seem especially interesting or useful to you and you want to find out more, you can check out our website. There might be another video on that topic or a link to a resource that explains it more fully. Number one, we all need a safe, supportive place where we can go and share our experience with others. We live so much of our lives inside of our own head, and sometimes that means that things can get distorted. We tend to minimize the good things and exaggerate the bad things. So having a place where you can go and expect care and compassion to share those things that you're worried about or are causing you concern can help you get perspective on those things and see them in a different way. Number two, accept your experience. No matter what it is, good or bad, it's there for a reason. If you're experiencing something, you can't push it away or tamp it down. You need to accept it, think about it, look at it, and try to understand what it means. Perhaps it's something that's telling you that there's something that you need to take care of. Even really uncomfortable feelings that we wish we could just kind of push away are often there for a reason and make sense given a certain situation. Number three, be kind to yourself and others. This year we kind of got windows into other people's worlds because of working or studying from home. Right now you're seeing into my home. And we got to learn a little bit that everyone's environment, everyone's experience is totally different. And a lot of people are dealing with challenges or different kinds of pressures that you couldn't imagine. So this year, like all years, we really should be more understanding of everyone and ourselves. We should be more patient, more kind. Now, one of those things is a little bit easier than the others. We often will forgive people very easily for things that we would beat ourselves up over. So when you're thinking about being kind, don't forget about yourself too. Number four, support the people around you and nurture those relationships. I think we're all here, and I think the reason that we all go to university is so that we can work and learn how to build the world to be a better place. So think about that too. Think about easy ways that you could help other people to lighten their load, nice things that you can say to them. Sometimes it can just be as simple as a message that might brighten their day. And you know what? It's probably going to make you feel better too. Number five, stay connected with the outdoors. I know for the past however many months, a lot of us have spent a lot more time in our homes than maybe we normally would. And especially since everything is kind of happening through technology, all of your coursework is going to happen primarily through technology. It's easy to do all that in front of the computer and then, well, hey, now I need a break and maybe I'll still be on the computer. I'll look at some social media or play a game. And there's a place for that, but there's something magical that happens when you get outside. It's really rejuvenating. Even going for a short walk in the woods, being amongst the trees, the grass, and animals. It gives your body, it gives your brain, it gives your spirit a chance to just kind of relax and let go. So if you're finding yourself kind of stuck in a mood or stuck up against some kind of an assignment or a problem, a really good way to deal with that is to go outside for a little bit, let that kind of disappear, and then come back to it later, and you'll probably feel a lot better. Number six, identify a number of priority goals for the day and work to accomplish those goals. Now, that's especially important if you're going to be doing your studying and your working all from the same place, your home. So if everything's happening in the same physical space, it can be kind of fuzzy to have boundaries over those things. And you don't always want to be thinking about school. Sometimes you want to be able to put that aside and say that it's done for the day. So a really good way to do that is to each day identify a number of priority goals, work towards getting those done, put some check marks next to them, and when those are all done, then you can leave it behind and then go to a different space, even just in your own head, and enjoy that. Number seven, routines. Routines are good. we train our body to be able to respond to routines, and when it can anticipate them, it makes them a lot easier. So if we are eating and sleeping and working all at regular times, our body gets prepared for those things and it makes the most of them. So if you go to sleep at the same time every day, your body starts to get trained for that, and it thinks, okay, I'm going to start kickstarting those things that are going to allow me to go to sleep, because I know we're about to go to sleep, so I'm going to change gears in my brain and my body and get ready for that. Routines aren't necessarily for everybody, and some people's circumstances means that they're not always feasible. I mean, trust me, I've got a toddler, I know that. But as much as you can, sticking to routines, especially around sleep, which is such a critical part of our health, can be really helpful. Number 8, stay socially connected. I really didn't like the term social distancing, because we didn't have to stay distanced socially, we had to stay distanced physically. But there are lots of other ways to reach out to people. We've got so many different tools at our disposal now, using technology, our phones, computers, to be able to interact and connect with other people, people that we know really well, or finding new groups of people out there as well. Or you could even try do something strange like write an actual physical letter and mail it to someone. Could you imagine what that would be like to get a letter? It feels so cool. So don't diminish your need, your capacity for connecting with other people just because of our circumstances right now. You know, I really do think that social interaction and connection is a fundamental piece of our well-being. And if we're not getting it, that's going to mean a lot of problems in different areas. So make sure you're staying connected and having fun with your friends and your family. Number 9. Keep getting exercise. Again, that can be tough depending on your circumstances. If you're completing a 2-week isolation and you're not allowed to leave your room or your apartment, how are you going to get exercise? But when we think of exercise, it doesn't have to be a really big deal. It doesn't have to be an hour-long run. It can be 15 minutes of something pretty light, anything that kind of gets you moving a little bit, anything that isn't sitting. You can find on YouTube or other places all sorts of, 10, 15-minute videos that are going to be able to give you a little bit of exercise, give you a little bit of boost. Because, our physical well-being and our emotional and mental well-being, they're all tied together. And something that you do to improve one of those is going to help for the others as well. Number 10, mindfulness. Mindfulness can be a really important practice. It's kind of like meditation, but it doesn't have to be this thing where you're sitting down and trying to empty your mind of all thoughts for 20 minutes. It can be that, although we can't always empty our minds of thoughts. Sometimes it's just around centering our thoughts and our presence around something specific. And it kind of is permission for your brain, for your thoughts to slow down and not have to be constantly stuck in this place of worrying or trying to figure out what's next or trying to solve some kind of a problem. Instead, it's just sort of simply taking in the here and now, and it really does wonderful things for our well-being. Number 11, I want you to remember that when the going gets tough, you really do have an incredible capacity for resilience. Every single one of us has been in a really tight spot one time or another, a really dark place maybe where we didn't see a way forward. We didn't know how we were going to get through that. We didn't know how we were going to manage with all of the expectations and responsibilities on us. But you did. You got through that and you lived to tell the tale. But we don't always remember that. But remember it now. When the going gets tough, you're also really tough. Last one, number 12. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you feel like you're not making the choices that you want to be making, or you feel like things are getting out of control, then reach out for help, reach out for support. There are so many different places that you can do that. There's the UNB Peer Support Center, there's counseling services, there's other supports available in your community, there's your friends and your family. If you're feeling that way, make sure you're connecting and sharing that with someone so you can figure it out and find a better way forward. Thank you.